All right. Hey guys, it's Evan, Stu, and Manu over here at 22 Sound, and we are really excited to gear up for Black Friday Record Store Day. Coming, what is it, November 29th, 28th of 2025 this year. Just to let you know, just real quick, we're going to be opening up the store at 10 a.m. per usual. But what we wanted to talk about today is kind of going over the list, get our wish list together for us to kind of curate getting that order in. They sent this to over to us about a week or so ago, but we wanted to make sure that if anybody hadn't already reached out to us, that we kind of go through this, showing you what it's all about because it is coming up. They've given us literally a week, so we've got to get this in by Wednesday the 15th. So, a couple of things just to start off with. Everything that we're kind of, start going over, it is not a guaranteed whatever we order that comes in. Essentially, what it is that it is a fair allocation. So, like I've been saying to anybody that's been coming in, think of this like a wish list. These are things that we really want to try to get in, try to get everybody to get them in, and then hopefully everybody will get what they're seeking.
Yep. And just keep in mind, just because you might say you want the Billy Idol record, you think, oh, that's a big name, they'll order it. Well, actually, make sure you point out that you're interested because, you know, we basically we tend to order more towards what people request. So definitely get those requests in. Don't just assume we're gonna order it because it's a big name. We try to, but
Yeah, yep, exactly, exactly. All right. Without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get started. Manu, you want to take us off?
All right. Yeah. Well, I figured we're not going to go through every single release because that might get a little boring to listen to that. So I kind of just wanted to ask y'all first, what is your favorite? What is the one, if you just had to pick one, which one would you get?
I would go with the Sugar Copper release, I guess, is the big thing that stands out. Um, it, I think that's a four record set of the singles from the Copper Blue album from Sugar, which was Bob Mould from Husker Du, which is a pretty legendary band. In the 90s, he did sort of a power pop alternative project that got, it was pretty well respected back then. And this is just kind of a neat little box set. I guess they're doing it to highlight the singles from that record along with some B-sides and live versions of some of the songs. So that's the main one that stood out to me. But there's a few others that I think are interesting as well. Like I'm just looking at here on the first page here, you got Bad Brains live in
Mhm.
81, which I believe is a 80 and 81, which I believe is a show before their original album came out.
Yeah,
So
I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah,
yeah,
really early days.
yeah. And that Aha, at first I looked at it, I'm like, why do we need a, Take On Me single again? But if you look at it, it's actually eight different versions of that
Yeah.
song. So including a brand new extended version produced just for this Black Friday record store day. So if you can't get enough of that song, which I know a lot of people can't, you
Yeah,
get eight different versions on it. So
what is this? You got like a symphonic, acoustic, unplugged, live recordings.
yeah. So at
Yeah, no.
first I thought, why do we need that? But it's actually, I get it. Yeah, I guess if somebody might want that.
So do you think the same about having six different versions of Home Sweet Home?
Uh,
You looked at that.
I left that off of my highlight list.
That is, I thought that was yeah, a lot.
Oh man. And I think for me, I saw this Asking Alexandria on there. I'm pretty excited about it. It's their self-titled back from 2017, and so I think it'll be really nice. And it looks like yeah, it's going to be coming in on a translucent black and white marble. Sucky thing about it though is there's only going to be 1,700 of them that are going to be pressed. But on the plus side, it's going to be a record store day first. For those of you that are seeing this for the first time, whenever that record store day puts anything out, you'll see here on the release type, you'll see like exclusive first, and then sometimes you'll see a regional run. Pretty much what that means is so in case for this Asking Alexandria, it's going to be coming out first here on on Black Friday or Record Store Day, but then they'll wind up repressing it again. It won't be the exact same pressing, but they'll actually repress the record. If it's an exclusive, that means you're only going to get it here on that day, and that's it. They're not going to redo it again or anything like that. And then a regional run would be that it's only going to be available in certain regions. We won't know exactly what regions those are going to be, but those are going to be very few and far between. And as you can see over here, it's only 1,700 of those are going to be pressed. So if you are an Asking Alexandria fan, definitely let us know, so we can kind of get those in, and hopefully we can get a couple.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
What about?
the next thing alphabetically I have is Miles Davis. It looks like there's a show in 1965 with featuring Wayne Shorter and Herbie Hancock as well. So some of our jazz folks, I'm sure, will be interested in picking that up.
There it is.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, looking at that kind of that first page, of course we have some Kiss stuff. Eric Carr, I feel like has been kind of putting out
That's
a lot of.
probably the same thing. Again, just a different
Oh, is
version.
it? I didn't
And
even
I can't. Yeah, look, it is.
Yeah,
So I think
because
this.
what was
Yeah,
it last
That's
year
true.
when they
Yeah,
had
that
like the
does look very
glowing
familiar.
eyes or whatever from last year's?
yeah, and this one I think is liquid filled, if I'm not mistaken.
You got to make it slightly different.
See, they're milking that cow.
So so we're both no, but both of these aren't the same thing, huh? Like
And
this is
liquid vinyl. So yeah, it looks like
okay.
it's
Yeah, all
liquid
right.
vinyl.
Oh, is the content the same on both of
But I
those?
was that's what I was
Okay,
wondering.
I'm assuming I didn't really dig into it, but it looks that way.
God.
interesting.
Yeah, and it looks
But
like
for
those
Kiss
are
completists, I guess that would still be an
Right.
interesting release, I guess.
now one of the ones that I saw when we were kind of thumbing through that's been asked about quite a bit. Actually, two here. One of them is going to be oh, clicked on the wrong one. Bluey. Bluey is actually going to be on a zoetrope this year. So those are always fun to get. And then
See,
yeah, it looks
seen
like
a
it's
lot of
just
zoetropes these days. I don't know
yeah.
how I feel about it. I mean, it's kind of cool, but
So
yeah,
I haven't sat down to listen for quality or anything like that yet, but like the Nightmare Before Christmas one that we always get in, which is like, Jack actually walking up the hill and all, that one sells out all the time. And same thing with the Frozen one that we always wind up getting.
that makes
And
sense.
and then beyond that, Benson Boone has also been really popular this year. Like I know that he came out with one of his records this past year, and then yeah, it looks like that this is going to be an RSD exclusive, and coming out with with an exclusive poster and all with it. So
Cool. Yeah, a lot of these pop artists, it's different than it was 10 years ago, man. They're selling records these days.
Hmm. Yeah,
uh,
that is a big thing for sure. Yeah, on that first page, The Dying Fetus, I guess it's just one song, but it is actually an unreleased song. I always think it's cool when there's something new, like actually new music on those lists, a little
Yeah.
bit if you're into that.
It's good to see extreme metal on the list. We don't get a whole lot
Yeah,
today.
it's almost very little. The metal fans are starving on usually on record Sunday.
that's been one of the big things that we've heard a lot, especially with this particular list, is that yeah, there was not very much metal on here at all. So but like I actually find that a lot with the Black Friday Record Store Day list though. Is it is curated more towards like lives and pop and OSTs, especially the last couple of years. I've noticed that.
It's always a more manageable list. It's not as giant as the main event in April.
Right.
I guess there's
And
Exactly.
also,
always,
I'm
I
seeing the
feel like,
Dead Milkmen on there, a
yeah,
reissue of the Dead Milkmen. We finally get
I
a
think
reissue
that'll
of
be
Oh
that.
yeah.
the most popular one probably.
Yeah, I think it's a remaster, featuring a second disc of some bonus stuff. So that's cool. If you're not familiar with the Dead Milkmen, they go all the way back to the 80s. They were a really legendary, influential, kind of snarky, humorous, alternative punk band back in the day. Really big in the early alternative days.
That's awesome. I love that cover. That's so much fun.
Yeah. The old
Yeah, that
cassette.
is cool.
Yeah, one of the other ones that I've noticed on here that we've been getting an awful lot of buzz about is Creed's live in San Antonio back in '99. Normally, I mean, I know that we've discussed it before, like live albums are just kind of hit and miss sometimes, but they are getting better as far as their pressings. I think that a lot of the pressing plants are actually taking a lot of the criticism of how low the quality has been the last like 5 or 6 years, and they've been really starting to work towards making those better. So I'm anxious to see what that's going to look like because I know this year there are a lot more lives and everything that we have had in the past year. So I'm definitely anxious to see what that's going to look like. But yeah,
I
as
don't
far
know
as
if the
on this one,
problem,
oh,
yeah, I
good.
don't know if the problem was the pressing plants or if it was just the people who were mastering them and mixing them.
Yeah, I don't
Probably a
know.
combination.
But it does look like, yeah, just given the date of what this is definitely looking at the My Own Prison and Higher days. So that's going to be a good one.
Yeah, that was, I guess, really their heyday. It's interesting that Creed, I guess, is kind of having a resurgence. I guess we're like in this time
20-year
frame,
period.
20,
Yep,
25
yep.
years. So now it's okay to like it again. I think that when I'm looking at this list here, I feel like Benson Boone here is kind of shaping up to be probably the Nickelback or Creed of this age. I feel like it's already getting that backlash.
Yeah, it happens.
Oh,
Yeah.
What about Currency? I know a lot of people have been requesting that one.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
not my wheelhouse,
he's a
but
New Orleans rapper, so I guess we have that hometown thing going with him.
yeah. Let's
But
see.
I'm not super familiar with his work either, I have to admit.
No, I have to definitely look into it a little bit. Yeah, especially with them being local.
yeah, I
That's
think
cool.
Tara said she got a few requests for it, if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah. Oh, we're scrolling on down. We got to mention Devo.
yep.
Yes,
Yep,
Christmas.
yep. Christmas is gonna
There
be
should
coming out.
always be some Christmas stuff on the Black Friday list. I actually think that's kind of fun that they do that.
Yeah, and then
4,000 of them.
yep, looks like it's gonna be a picture disc, and oh, that's cool. So yeah, so that's the Cyclops drawn from their music video. That's a lot of fun. Looks like a couple of different versions of "Marry Something to You" that's going to be on there. So I've noticed here lately too, like a lot of the singles and whatnot that have been coming out have been either put on a 10-inch or a 12-inch here lately. So we've been
We
getting a
used
lot
to,
of
in the
those
early
too.
record store days, we used to get a lot more 7 inches than 10 inches.
Oh, that's really cool. All right.
Then I guess that Bob Dylan one. It's it includes some extra tracks that weren't on the regular album. Pretty high quantity though, 13,000. Gonna be pressed.
Especially for an exclusive, that's that's good to see those kind of numbers.
Yeah. And then I'm guessing the Billie Eilish one will probably be pretty popular. Have we
Oh
gotten a lot
yeah.
of requests in for that?
Yep. You're speaking of 10-inch EPs. Yeah, it looks like that's going to be an RSD first. And it looks like they're actually printing quite a bit of them. So that's good. That's really good. Yep. So it looks like we got a couple of songs off of there. So, righty. Oh, so these were never actually released physically before. So these are actually going to be a first run.
Live, live versions, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's awesome. And then of course, you can't, go past Danny Elfman doing Pee Wee Herman. Big
Oh, I
time.
totally overlooked that. I overlooked that.
Oh, oh man, yeah.
Soundtracks have been doing really well at the shop. So
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we kind of started kind of throwing them out there and they've been doing really well. Definitely can't complain there. But yeah, that's kind of funny seeing that on there. It looks like that's going to be an RSD exclusive, about 4,500 done. So that's a lot of fun though.
Some
And then
jazz, flaming lips.
yep. And then it looks like we got some Fleetwood Mac live in 1975. So I'll tell you what, man, that Buckingham Nicks that came out earlier this, a couple weeks ago, that was a banger. That was so good.
Yeah, that was such a big lead up to it. When they had that big billboard out there and people thought they were actually reuniting us. Not quite, but hey.
Close. As close as you're gonna get. All right, let's go ahead and we'll look at the next page.
Of course, we have some Grateful Dead. It wouldn't be a record store day otherwise. I
Yep,
got
yep.
not a Deadhead, so I don't really know is that cool stuff or not. Not sure.
Well, look, at least from a price perspective, it looks like they might be reasonable this time. It's not box sets.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Normally we
hard
get
to
those
drop
giant
all that
box
money on
sets.
those box sets.
Yep, definitely. So yeah, it looks like we got a couple there.
Then I guess that
Ghost.
Charlie
Oh,
Brown one, I mean, you see it all the time, but I still
Yeah.
feel like that's might be one that people pick up.
Yeah. Yeah, we
It's
shoveled those out of the door. So those are
there have been a lot of re-releases for like this because like we had like we had the the regular release, we had the Zoetrope, we had an RSD Essential, and now a Black Friday RSD. So
never ending.
yeah, so yep.
I bought the
Skeletor
tape
was
for that.
one.
That's cool though.
Yeah, Skeletor was one that I wanted to kind of bring up from Ghost. So this will be an RSD exclusive pressing for this. I don't know. Let's see. Okay, so this is actually going to be on a picture disc vinyl. That'll be for for RSD Black Friday. So for all of you guys that were over there at the shop when we did the midnight release for Skeletor, definitely be on the lookout for this one.
Yeah, that was a big one,
It
huh?
was not
A
as big
lot
as
of
21
mention.
Pilots, but it was definitely big.
Yeah, but I mean, they went number one. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy to think. I mean, a band like that going number one. They look like black metal, sound like Journey. I mean, who thought that a few years ago?
Was it a buddy of mine said they're the heavy metal ABBA? Right. Let's see what
Like the
else we got.
next thing I highlighted was that Billy Idol because they don't really highlight it in the title, but apparently he put out a record earlier this year and he had an Avril Lavigne on one of the songs. And so this is a chance for Avril Lavigne fans to get that song if even if they're not interested in the rest of the album. So
Just get that one.
so this is should probably be more marketed towards Avril Lavigne fans than Billy Idol fans because it's just one track from his recent album. But yeah,
It's weird that they
I
put
can
her
see
name
people overlooking
on
that.
it. Yeah, what?
Oh
Ah.
yeah, yeah. It's actually got both of their names on there, so that's good. Oh, let
Yeah.
me go back there. Nice. Scroll back down. Go back to the second page.
In Flames, we got a little bit of metal, relatively recent live. We got another Jazz Sabbath. What
Yeah, I
is
always sleep on those. I need to get one of those because I heard they're great, but I
They,
always sleep on them.
they are. We've actually had quite a few requests for it this go around because I think a couple of people had kind of passed on it last time, but we had it and they wound up getting it a little bit later on and loved it. So those folks that loved it from last time are coming back at it. So that's good.
it is kind
Um,
of cool because it sometimes even takes you a little moment to realize which song it is because they're really like off versions of it.
One of the ones I wanted to bring up here was this Iconopop with Charlie XCX. Charlie XCX has been blowing up, especially with the Brad album, not
Mm.
so long ago. So this would be a really good one to get here. And
And
it
now
looks like that's also going to be
she got her own disc from Taylor Swift. I mean, that is kind of a big thing too.
Yep.
right. All right. Let's see what else we got here.
I don't want to overlook that David Johansen, like I did that original project. I totally missed that he did this back in the early 2000s. But apparently he had this project called And the Harry Smiths, where he did like folksy blues songs. And this
Okay,
is,
I
I
didn't even know.
think, the first time you can get it on vinyl since that original release.
Cool.
And with his recent passing, I'm sure that.
Oh, yeah, that'll be definitely something to kind of keep an eye on.
Yep.
All righty. And then, of course, we got Billy Joel, 3 LPs. He's always good. Anytime he comes through, and it looks like it's just some different live recordings.
And then for hip hop is, I think, often a little bit underrepresented as well. But that Larry June, Two Chains, Alchemist, I mean, that's some big names in the hip hop world. I think it's basically that album that they put out this year, a little bit different. I don't know if it's some extra tracks, but for hip hop fans,
Yeah.
that's a cool one.
Looks like I saw it said contender for rap album of the year. So yeah, probably should
Yeah,
get a couple of those in.
if Alchemist doesn't top it with the new Arm & Hammer that's coming out in November, that might be a hip hop highlight as well.
That'd be a good one. It looks like the quantity is going to be pretty limited on that too.
Then I think the King Gizzard, they're pretty much a cult band, I guess. Could I could see some people requesting it, even though it's it's not a whole lot of music on there.
Another super limited 1500.
Yep. At least this one will be an RSD first though, so hopefully they'll be able to reprint it if
Yeah.
anybody misses it. I just wanted to make sure for all the other OSTs that we could potentially get, they're releasing the Tick. I don't know if you've ever seen the show or read the comic back in the day, but
I
this is
remember
the
it.
actual one. But this is the actual one from the mid '90s, from that that Fox had put out. So this is kind of hitting home for me.
Okay.
Just watching Fox Fox cartoons and everything. So that was that one's going to be really cool to see.
Yep.
Nice. Did we get a lot of Post Malone requests, or is he already on the way down?
Yep.
Nice. Still a big deal from.
Oh yeah. And this will be so they had put out F1 Trillion, and then one of the things that that we've noticed that especially in the pop world is they started doing these deluxe albums or whatever, so they'll like repress their album with more songs or whatnot. But these are the other 9 songs that he only released digitally, so now
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be on an RSD, exclusive for Black Friday. So these are those extra 9 songs that are on there.
Cool.
And we don't want to pass up one of the biggest names in rock. You got a Led Zeppelin. I think that's a
Yeah.
recreation of the Trampled Underfoot 7-inch.
Mm-hmm.
It's the UK, yeah, it's a reproduction of the original UK 7-inch.
Oh yeah, that'll be nice, especially for all of our Led Zeppelin lovers.
Yeah, Zeppelin can put out a fart on vinyl and their fans will buy it.
That'll be a hit.
Make sure. Yeah, and then it looks like it's gonna kind of go up just a little bit. Looks like Kesha's got a Holiday Road one available. Oh, well, that's an interesting picture. Oh,
Good job.
oh yeah.
Christmas spirit.
Well, yep, very much so. All right, let's see what else we got here.
G Love and the Special Sauce is kind of I know they play locally a lot, so that might be something people might want to look out for.
It looks like we definitely got some of the blues folks on here. Alrighty. It looks like we got some Bruno Mars coming out. So this will be if it's better if you don't understand. It'll be this is the first time that it was ever actually put on vinyl. So this is the EP. So it's like they're gonna get getting that for Black Friday Record Store Day. So it's like it's gonna be limited to about 13,000. So that'll be nice.
All right.
Cool.
On to page 3.
Yep. Has been freaking out about Matchbox 20 Mad Seasons Live 2001.
Okay.
Is that the whole album live? It looks like it, huh? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it looks like all 12 tracks and then two covers as well. So yeah, it looks like that was pulled from looks like Houston and Detroit. So yeah, quite a few different stops on the tour that that they were recorded from. So that'll be interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I know she's super stoked about it. I think she even said, and I quote, "I will cut someone."
Okay. That's very.
Yeah. All right.
And there's the infamous Motley Crue we was talking about earlier.
Yeah,
Mm.
6 versions. One with Dolly Parton, though. I don't
Hey,
know.
hey,
I never heard that, to be
Yeah,
honest.
I kind of remember it being really bad. Like they just took the regular
Okay.
version and just kind of pasted her in there.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember
I
it
mean,
not
I
being
love
something.
Motley Crue, but yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know if I need 6 times Home Sweet Home on one, including an instrumental version, because it's so, interesting instrumentally that you need that. Well, you can sing
yes,
over.
yeah. So hey, if you're in the Motley Crue and you really want this, let us know because it's not looking like we'll
Not looking.
focus too heavily on this one.
no,
But definitely let us know.
it's interesting. I thought you were kidding earlier. I just didn't see that before. I just thought you were throwing it out there because I know you love Molly Crew.
Well, Motorhead, I guess that's kind of tradition. They put out some live albums, were records so they and Black Friday. I mean, I guess you can't go wrong with them.
Yeah, Motorhead's a legendary band. They don't do too well in Mandeville for some reason,
Yeah, kind of
but so
weird.
let us know if you want some Motorhead. That Municipal Waste I highlighted as well. I think that's a reissue of their 2009 album. Yeah, and this so it hasn't been repressed since, so this will be the first time to get that album if you missed it in its original
Yeah,
pressing.
That cover art's awesome. I love that.
I guess that is kind of cool. I'm guessing at the time there wasn't a very high number being
Yeah,
pressed. So,
2009 was right at the cusp of the whole vinyl revival.
All right. And then next would be Tokyo Gore Police. So this is based off of the 2008 movie. Really hope that we could get this over here, but I highly doubt it given the regional focus. But yeah, no, it's
wow.
if you've ever seen it, it's really cool. Really, definitely gory given the given the title, but it's definitely a good one.
The cover alone is worth it. I mean, I'm not a big horror fan, but I do love gory album covers. So,
Yeah, no, they're good. They're definitely good.
so what's the music? Like, what
So if
I,
it's just the score,
is it?
which
Oh,
I
it's a
think
score on it.
so,
Okay.
I think it might be yeah. So it's the composer
Oh,
cut
yeah.
score. So it's definitely like a lot of your high shrills, high violin hits, that kind of thing. So, but it's good though. I'm a sucker for a good OST.
We don't want to skip Randy Newman. Huge fandom. Pretty much every time we get Randy Newman in, it sells pretty quickly. But this, I think, is different versions. Well, actually, it's demos from his 1983 album Trouble in Paradise,
Hmm.
featuring Paul Simon, Linda Ronstadt, Bob Seger.
Nice.
I'm sure there might
I
be
guess
some
the
interest in
Joni
that one.
Mitchell one we should maybe mention real quick. That I might
Yeah.
be one that's
Oh, which
some
one, Manu?
people. The Joni Mitchell one.
Oh, yeah.
Although I find in the store, it's interesting. Blue always goes away right away, but everything else just sits there.
And Joni Mitchell's so good. Like she's definitely one of the those artists that I don't understand why it doesn't sell more. Like same thing with like Heart. I don't understand as to why Heart does not sell more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Because
it's weird.
everybody's got it. They've sold so many
Right.
copies of those records.
You know what kind of was really weird to me seeing it on here, and we've had this weird resurgence with it is Xanadu with Olivia Newton-John. Like
Mhm.
we have had 5 or 6 people in like the last 2 or 3 months that have just come in and just demanded the Xanadu soundtrack.
Okay,
It's got
interesting.
to be a TikTok thing or something.
Is it?
Something I can think of, but it
That
looks
seems
like this is
random.
going to be what a 7-inch single. So that's really cool. Especially if you do already have the album, this would be a really good companion to go with it.
Actually, it looks like a live version of it and then a remix on the other side.
That's
People want
awesome.
the remix. All right.
Yeah. All right.
Then of course Tom Petty, I think is worth a mention. I love Tom Petty. That's
Yes,
and
he's
the
got a
live
couple on
album.
here. Oh, so they got a T-shirt
Good.
as well as a as well as the album.
Yeah, but I
So
think it's separate, right? So way
yeah, it's either two
or
separate
like
they're two
in the
separate things.
package or something. That would have been kind of cool.
That
I
would have
don't
been cool.
recall ever having a RSD t-shirt.
Yeah, I don't know. I always find t-shirts are hard for record stores because then you might have people that want it, but then you don't have the right size. And at least records, they're just one size. I don't know. It's complicated.
Yeah. And you think, oh, we'll get a bunch of larges and extra larges, but then people
Yeah.
want mediums and triple
Yeah.
X. It's like,
I do want to.
I
Oh, go
I
ahead,
think
Manu.
that Prince and the Revolution, I thought actually that was kind of neat. I love that album anyway. But it's like it's just the singles in a little set. I thought it was kind of cool. Probably presented nicely, I'm guessing.
it seems to be a
So
new trend. Take the singles and
yeah.
it's,
Yeah, I guess at some point just reissue the album anymore. That it's not
yeah,
interesting. So
just give them the
but
songs. Yep.
it's kind of a neat little thing, I thought. Ramones live at basically their home. It's kind of cool, even though there's always a Ramones release, but that might be is really kind of a cool moment in time, I guess.
Yep. 1977 too, so that's an early one.
Yep. I did
Rat.
want to mention real quick, right up here, Notorious B.I.G. coming back out with Big Papa remix. I think we kind of miss Biggie Smalls up there when we were going through.
It's not that I missed it.
Oh
It's
yeah.
just it's hip hop is weird. Unlike rock fans who are still listening to Led Zeppelin, hip hop and rap fans seem to they're forward thinking. Well, they might give nods to the classics. Seems to be a hard sell for the actual records.
Yeah, we like I definitely wanted to mention it, just regardless, but yeah, like we had what was it? It was Chronic was in and I really thought that when we had those copies and that those were going to go pretty quick and they did not. Like like I do feel like in our area, there are the folks that do love the classic rap titles, like Tupac and Biggie and all, but we're definitely in more of like the Mac Millers, the Tyler the Creators. That seems to be what really drives the Mandeville area.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm in 100% agreement with you on that, Stu.
Yeah,
And
I
that
remember
rat,
the few days we remember that when we ordered a bunch of the Chronic and then it
yeah,
just sat there forever.
that long box. It was like a long box too.
Oh yeah, that was another one. But even the regular record was
Right,
just
right.
yeah, and we were like joking that one day we'll close the store and that fucking album is still gonna be.
Yeah. Rat Invasion of Your Privacy 40th anniversary. But again, it's not the full
But it's
album.
not actually the
Yeah,
album. Yeah,
it's a
that's
picture disc of three of the more it's not even the biggest song
like
from
the
the
deep
album. So,
cuts. Yeah,
so it's kind of weird, but yeah,
that
if you're
is
a rat
really a
collector,
weird
this is
choice.
something new.
It's too funny.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of an odd choice, but and then I'm
Everybody
guessing
else
that
is doing the
Chapel
singles.
Roan.
Let's do the deep cuts.
Yep.
Yeah,
So one of the other big ones that we've been, that have been requested, of course, is Chapel Roan.
yeah,
Um,
that's
you
really
know,
big.
The Giver this year, she had what five different versions of it. With like the construction worker, the plumber, the lawyer, and all. What they're actually doing with this one is, so the Subway is coming out at the end of this month on the 31st. And so, this is going to be two first. So the Giver from earlier this year and then Subway. So for Black Friday Record Store Day, that's the only way that you're going to be able to get this set up. The one that she's actually selling on her site is the Subway and another song. And forgive me, I forgot which one that it was. And then there was a random UK pressing of it where they pressed some of her hair in the 7 inch. So that was interesting. I saw that one too. But beyond her, the biggest one that we've actually gotten requests for is Role Model Kansas Anymore. Um, I don't know a whole lot about Role Model, but it's been blowing up like just everywhere right now. Um, so I know that he was on Saturday Night Live with Charlie XCX. And just looking at the spiral, all the requests, this has been the biggest one that we've had this year so far.
That's interesting. And it's only 3,000. That's a low quantity.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all over the map. I think I was saying like guys that normally just buy metal are requesting it, so it's his
right.
fandom seems to be all over the map.
Okay, that's interesting. Cool.
Yeah, so this is definitely going to be somebody to really keep an eye on. That's kind of just doing an amalgamation of different genres, and I'm in one.
All right. That's probably going to be super allocated then. I guess
Probably.
with
Yeah.
that quantity. Then we have here the Stones. That's another Zoetrope.
That one perplexes me because it wasn't one of their greatest albums, but the cover was amazing.
Yeah,
And they
that
did away with the cover here. So,
is.
I mean, the best part of the album is gone.
But maybe everybody already has
Yeah.
that wants it. I don't know.
All righty, and then we've got our Linda Ronstadts, our Seals and Crofts. Oh, here's one here. So the Back to the Future trilogy. Normally, these only come with, they're all usually singles. So it looks like this has actually got all three of them in the N1 pack this year. So that's going to be awesome. That's going to be an RSD exclusive for that.
It's got like Huey Lewis and stuff on it, or is it just the
Hmm.
score?
No,
Uh,
no, it's. I'm pretty sure it's got back. Yeah, let's see. Looks like yeah, actually, it looks like it might be the score.
yeah, I don't see Back in
Yeah,
Time
That,
or anything.
yeah, yep. So yeah, it's the original score recordings. Okay. So yeah, so that'll be the score for that one.
but with that being such a classic, I guess there's still
Yeah.
going to be some demand for it. I could see,
I'm
but
sure
the soundtrack would have been fun
it would have
too.
been.
We have Spinal Tap. I actually haven't watched that second Spinal Tap yet. I
I haven't
couldn't
either. I need
get
to.
into here.
I know they filmed some of it here.
Oh yeah, they did. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
we had a couple of customers come in that actually went to go be extras in the concert portion of it.
okay. That's awesome.
One of
I
the,
have to admit,
a local musician from the Tuma, Nick Cage was in one of the scenes, so
oh
that was
yeah,
cool.
oh
Yeah,
That's
that's cool.
awesome. But yeah, I mean it's kind of weird seeing like them singing Big Bottom with Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood. Like I want to listen to Cups and Cakes with Paul McCartney. So that'll be a lot of fun on that one.
there's that Sugar I mentioned.
Hmm.
It's the singles from this glorious record.
Ready?
I'm curious to see what the price will be since it's 4 12 inches, but yeah, we don't get much material from them, so it's good to see something.
Oh yeah. Alrighty.
Then
So,
here's one that's kind of interesting that Talking Heads is like super early demos of certain songs that then became really big. If you're like into that kind of, digging up the early days of an
Right.
artist, that might be a cool thing.
I mean, this is a selling point right here.
Yeah, I mean, 75 demo off that song.
That's actually really cool. All right. So we got Tangerine Dream, Fly with the Montreal. All right.
Always does well.
Yep. All righty. So I guess we're good for page 4.
I think
Yep.
so.
All righty. Scroll on up.
All right, I'll do the Punk Goes Acoustic. Back in the 90s and even through to the early 2000s, there was the series called Punk Goes on Fearless Records where they would do these comps where punk bands would do covers of like with this one they did covers of like Slayer songs and Poison songs and Ozzy songs. was really cool. And they did like Punk Goes Pop. They did a bunch of these, some better than others. And then eventually they did this Punk Goes Acoustic, which was
Yeah.
bands like Thrice, Yellow Card, Taking Back Sunday, Thursday, Piebald, some good stuff, just doing acoustic versions of their songs. And
That's cool.
this was early 2000s, and Fearless wasn't the biggest label, so they weren't pressing vinyl at that time. So this is the first time that this is available on vinyl.
Okay, that's cool.
Let's see. And then it looks like you've got Rent, the original picture soundtrack. That one's
Oh,
going to be really good because normally, whenever they do the pressings for these, it's I'm sorry about that. Let me go back. Normally, whenever they do the pressings for these, it's usually the Broadway cast. So this is the actual movie cast, you know. So really excited for this one. So yeah, you'll have Tay Diggs and all. So it'll be really good.
all right. Yeah.
Those Jazz Dispensary records sell. I remember selling every time we get those. It's just kind of high quality jazz compilations.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
The cover is cool.
Actually, it's really cool.
Right?
So that Sun Records is usually looks pretty interesting. I think it's a picture disc or a Zoetrope, like different garage acts from legendary Sun Records.
Okay. Yeah,
I
it's a
think,
nice moment in
yeah,
time.
I think that's the last one I had written here as a
So,
highlight.
yeah. And then looks like we've got a lot more pressings for this one. If for those of you that were here last year for Wicked, looks like the next soundtrack, Wicked for Good, looks like we're getting an RSD exclusive. There's supposed to be 15,000. We don't have a picture of what the cover is yet. I'm assuming because spoilers and the movie hasn't come out yet.
Yeah.
Um, but it is going to have alternate cover art that is going to be on it. There's going to be a poster that's going to be included. Um, I know that everybody that came in last time for this one. I mean, I think what we got three on that alternate cover that had that bonus song. There was people waiting out 27 hours.
That was insane.
It was nuts.
It's cool to see, but you hate to see it too. You wish
Right.
everybody can get it, but
That's
Exactly.
crazy.
And then I did see somebody had requested Ween. So, I mean, I know chocolate and cheese is always the big one, but this, but it is nice to actually see Ween back on here as well. And then speaking of Wicked, like I know normally we're kind of, when it comes to, some of these different turntables and everything, but yeah, Crosley is putting out more of a collector's piece. Um for for these one's going to be an Alphaba, and then and also like they've got two different styles of these record of the suitcase style suitcases.
yeah, Record Store Dave's done this in the past. It was like peanuts and stuff.
Yeah, so yeah, one's going to be a Glenda, one's going to be a an Elphaba style with it. So they're really cool looking. I mean, they're definitely more of a collector's piece, especially like with this set. But there are going to be very few that are going to be pressed to those. So like if you are interested in them, just definitely let us know so that we can get those added to the order and hopefully be able to get a couple in.
We didn't
All right.
overlook the Van Halen. I'm sure we'll get a couple of those. The
Oh,
Van
yep,
Halen.
yep, yep, definitely. And then was it Scott Weiland, If I Could Fly in Barbarella Live? Anytime the Melody Man's on there, it's always good.
Yeah, they're putting out a lot of his stuff, huh? Since he died.
Oh
Or
yeah,
is that just me? I feel like there's a lot of Scott Weiland releases of some sort.
Well, it's
there
the
has
Stone
been.
Temple Pilots too.
Oh, yeah, yep. And then finally, one of the things here at the bottom is Avatar, that the last Airbender from the anime. Yeah, so this will be an RSD exclusive, limited to 5,000. So if you're a fan of the water saga, definitely let us know so we can get that ordered for you. But yeah, so that is the list for this year. Like I was saying, definitely, be sure to get all of your requests in by Wednesday, the 15th. You can either DM us on socials, send us an email, or come on into the store. We do have, kind of like a wish list request sheet and everything to kind of fill in. But if you have any questions at all, definitely let us know. As we start getting closer and get the different shipments in, we will do our unboxing videos like we have in the past years. If you haven't seen those, definitely check out our previous videos. You can kind of see us going through them. And then once we the actual event is more up upon us, we'll go through everything, show everybody where to stand, kind of be as transparent as possible. And again, like I said, if you want to, you can check out our previous videos from years past just to kind of see on how we do it. But yeah, I think other than that, I mean, we're really excited to have it. I mean, it's always a good time. Everybody is always excited, get to meet new friends in line and everything. And I mean, we've had plenty of people that have actually become lifelong friends just being in the line at Record Store Day. So it's really cool to see.
Yep.
Yeah, I think so too. And I guess there's always with Black Friday, the first time you look at the list is usually mild disappointments coming off of record, so they're just much smaller. But once you look at it a little closer, most music fans find some stuff that's really interesting. And I think the vibe of Black Friday is almost funner than record store day. This is just me, just because I love that it's kind of the start of the holiday season. There's just something in the air the day after Thanksgiving. I don't know.
It- It's
It's a
it's
cool.
always funny when people say, "Oh, this list sucks. There's only three records I want on it."
Yeah,
It's
but
like there's
like,
three records you want
yeah.
on the list. They can't make everybody happy with everything. So
Yeah, you can't like everything. Plus,
right.
I mean, it's October. That's traditionally the best time for new music to come out. So, I mean, don't forget about what's ahead of us until Black Friday. That usually right now is a great time for new music.
Oh yeah, yeah. I know we've got, plenty of different weeks where we're going to be putting out some pre-orders and everything. So definitely keep an eye out for those.
And
So,
some big events, including the K-pop release.
yep. On October 25th, yeah, we're going to be doing that K-pop Demon Hunter release. So we hope to definitely see everybody over there. And then next weekend on the 19th, I know we talked about Charlie Brown and everything, but the 75th anniversary of Peanuts is going to be happening. So we're going to be doing a listening party on there as well.
Cool.
So, all right, everybody. Well, y'all have a fantastic day. And again, if y'all have any questions, just let us know.